Today, let's look at the India vs England third test match. Now, we'll be starting with England first, as they were the ones who batted first, and we'll be looking at the economy and strike rate of the first innings. Now, the main run scorer for England is Joe Root, who has 104 runs and a strike rate of 52.26. Then it's Braden Cost with 56 runs and a strike rate of 67.47. Then Jamie Smith with 51 runs and a strike rate of 91.07. And then Ollie Pope with 44 runs and a strike rate of 42.31. Then Ben Stokes with 44 runs as well and has a strike rate of 40.00. Now let's look at the Indian bowlers. Bumrah has 5 wickets and an economy of 2.74. Mohammad Siraj has 2 wickets and an economy of 3.62. Reddy has an economy of 3.65 and has 2 wickets. And then Jadeja has 1 wicket and an economy of 2.42. Now, England's first innings was quite slow and they were bowled out for 387. Nothing much was happening. So let's look at the first innings for the Indian batsmen. Now, Rahul is the main run scorer for India as he has 100 runs and a strike rate of 56.50. Then it's Pant, who has 74 runs and a strike rate of 66.07. Then Jadeja, who has 72 runs and a strike rate of 54.96. After that is Karun Nair, who has 40 runs and a strike rate of 64.52. And then after that is Nitish Reddy, who has 30 runs and a strike rate of 32.97. Now let's look at the bowlers for England. Chris Woakes has 3 wickets and an economy of 3.11. Archer, 2 wickets and economy of 2.23. Braden Cost has 1 wicket and economy of 3.67. Ben Stokes has 2 wickets and an economy of 3.15, and then Bashir has 1 wicket with an economy of 3.98. Now, nothing much happened in the first innings, as well as they were bowled for the same amount. England was bowled 387, so both teams put in 100% of effort, and the first innings were level. And for me, kind of the second innings was when everything started to change and the turning points really were. So let's look at the second innings for England. Now, the main run scorer for England in the second innings, no one has made a century, and Joe Root is the one who's again the main scorer for England with 40 runs and a strike rate of 41.67. Then it's Ben Stokes with 33 runs and a strike rate of 34.38. Then it's Harry Brooks with 23 runs and a strike rate of 121.05. Now, nothing much for the England batsmen, but they did manage to get extra runs during the ball change, which kind of threw India off into the groove of getting wickets and kind of put England back into the groove of getting the runs. So let's look at the Indian bowlers. Bumrah has 2 wickets and an economy of 2.38. Siraj has 2 wickets and an economy of 2.38 as well. Reddy has 1 wicket and has an economy of 4.00. Akashdeep has 1 wicket and an economy of 3.75. Washington Sundar has 4 wickets and an economy of 1.81. Now, England were bowled out for quite a low score, that was 192. Now, India had 1.5 days to chase that score, and so they didn't actually have any pressure, and they were kind of the dominant team in a dominant position at this stage. So let's look at the second innings for India. So the main run scorer for India in the second innings is Jadeja, who has 61 runs and a strike rate of 33.70. And then it's KR, who has 36 and a strike rate of 67.24. Then it's Nitish Reddy, who has 13 runs and a strike rate of 24.53. Nothing much from all of the other batsmen. They fell quite fast, especially the top order batsmen fell fast, like Jaiswal, Gill. Rishabh Pant, understandable why he fell quite fast because of his injured finger. Giral couldn't take his place as a batsman because he was only a substitute wicketkeeper. So let's look at the bowlers for England. Chris Woakes has 1 wicket and an economy of 1.75. Archer has 3 wickets and an economy of 3.44. Ben Stokes has 3 wickets, an economy of 2.00. Braden Carse, 2 wickets, an economy of 1.88. Joe Root has no wickets. Bashir has 1 wicket, an economy of 1.03. Now, lots of things are going on with this third test. Now they're going on and blaming Jadeja that he should have been a little more aggressive and gotten partnerships. But if you look at the batsmen he had, they were bowlers. He did have a partnership with Nitish Reddy, but then that wicket fell off Nitish. The top order batsmen, though, did not contribute at all. They fell quite quickly. And if you look at the balls faced by the top order batsmen, it's 118. But if you look at the balls faced by the last 3 batsmen, Nitish, Siraj and Bumrah, it's 137. And Jadeja gave it his all. He made sure that he remained on strike so that he can get the runs and that the bowler does not face most of the balls because they defend it so he can hit the shots in order to get the runs coming. Now, that one dismissal of Siraj, it was not in his control. It's a game of cricket, it's test cricket, anything can happen. Now, the blame game is going on in the Indian camp, and Shubman Gill is saying that KR Rahul's misjudgment for the Rishabh Pant run-out was the turning point. Now, that was in the first innings for India, and the turning point mainly is in the second innings, so I disagree. And Rishabh Pant firstly was injured, and when he was running, he actually hesitated and then ran. So that's kind of the reason why he was run out, and KR Rahul ran. So it's none of their fault. And if you look, like I said, with the turning point of the second innings, I think it's kind of the ball change and the way the Indian team was going for the England team with words being said between the two teams. Now, the ball change kind of threw India off with the momentum of getting wickets because they kept changing the different balls, not knowing which one is going to do what. And Bumrah had 3 wickets, so they could have remained with the one ball that they had. Because of that, England managed to get their tempo back in getting runs. Now, there's also another thing that I want to point out that I don't know if anyone has noticed this, but the captaincy of Shubman Gill, and that has shown in the third test match. Now, he firstly was shouting at the umpires to change the ball, and that's not what a captain should be doing. Captain should understand that, okay, one of my bowlers has got wickets, so that means this ball is doing something, and that is my main bowler that can get the wickets. Now, I personally feel Shubman Gill should not be a captain for test match. I kind of feel that it should be someone who has more experience and is cool-headed and is calm and composed. Someone like KL Rahul, if he was there and the ball change was happening, he would understand and not react that way. Another thing is when Zach Crawley got hurt in the second innings for England, how the Indian team came with, especially Shubman Gill being a little bit of aggression towards Zach Crawley, and Ben Duckett had to get in the way in order to stop it. Now, as a captain, that's a bad example to your team. Should not go to the other team, as you don't know when you say something, what will do. And it's been around that you do not want to trigger some teams like Australia and England. When you go after one player, the team will make sure that you will regret what you said. Now, if it was KL Rahul and Zach Crawley called the physio, I'm sure that he would have reacted differently. Now, I don't know if some of you might like what I said or hate it, but this is my point of view. Tell me what your point of view is on Shubman Gill's captaincy. Now, another thing is Mohammad Shami kind of pointed out the lack of concentration of Jaiswal and Shubman Gill, because if you look at it, Jaiswal and Shubman Gill fell pretty quickly in both innings, first and second. So India have to take their top batsman, regroup, go back to the starting point and see how they can get that right, because they have good bowling, they have good batting, and they have good fielding. The batsmen just need to be calm and patient and play it slowly. They had 1.5 days, so they had a lot of time to get 193 runs and win the match. Now, another thing is everyone is kind of blaming the bowlers now, and that's not fair because the top batsmen didn't perform. And I've noticed this when India wins, they give all the credit to the top batsmen, and that's not what it should be. When the bowlers bowl and win the game for you because they bowled well, then the credit should go to them, not the top batsman. And when the batsmen don't perform and the team loses, don't go and blame the bowlers. They already did their job. You should see why the top batsman fell quickly and work and build on the weaknesses in order to strengthen that, and that can be the strong point of your batsman. And that can make you a better and stronger team. So you can't just look at the bowlers the whole time. They are the ones that are putting all the effort. And there's one bowler that I have to mention is Mohammad Siraj putting in all the effort with bowling. It is not just Bumrah. And another thing that why I'm saying this is because I want to point out that those are in the news that when Bumrah's not playing, India wins. But when he did, India didn't. Now, the reason why is because India has become too dependent on Bumrah, and all the other bowlers feel invincible. They feel that they're not there, so they can't perform like they should. But when Bumrah's not there, they're kind of the only ones that the team has, so they can put in the effort, and the team depend on them. Now, Mohammad Siraj has put in a lot of effort. He puts his whole heart into bowling. He can bowl as well as Bumrah as well, so he has to have the credit as well. And all the other bowlers, treat them the same like you treat your main bowler, because when you treat them the same, they can work wonders and there will be a good bowling attack, and all of the other teams will be afraid to face your bowlers. That's what it should be, not praise one bowler when all the other bowlers are bowling just as well. So tell me your thoughts about this test, and you can tell me your thoughts about everything around this test, like what the news is going on and all of that. And I'll be seeing you for the next test, which is 23rd of July. And that's going to be more intense and more exciting as is the fourth test. And this is mainly what everyone is looking at. Can this series be leveled, or will England lead again? Let's see what goes around, and I'll see you in the next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like and click the notification bell to not miss another test summary like this one. I'll be seeing you next time.